to go.
Hey everyone, this is Super AntOreo, and welcome to the behind-the-scenes video of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Everyone is Amiibo, Smash Ultimate's 5th anniversary, which is what I called the video. Bit of a long title, I'll admit, but yeah, I'm just here to talk about the Amiibo video I made last December. Well, technically I made it back in 2020, and then I just kind of let it sit for a while. Thank you everyone who watched the video, by the way. Like, I was kind of worried that because of the video's length it wouldn't get too many views, but it's past 3,000 already, much faster than my 2D animation final did even, and I'm really impressed by that, and I really appreciate just the amount of attention it got, so thank you very much to everybody who watched it. So today we're just going to go over some behind the scenes facts, and the first thing I will say is that the reason why this video exists is actually because it was going to be a prologue to a machinima series that I was working on. Well, still kind of am. It's related to Banjo's Errand, but that's all I'll say for now. And when I was recording this video, not much about Fighters Pass Volume 2 was known yet. Like, we knew that there were going to be 6 characters and one of them was going to be from ARMS, but Min Min hadn't been revealed yet, and there was still a mystery of like who it could be, though a lot of the general consensus in the speculation community was that it could be Min Min or Twin Bella, the character from ARMS who's an actress and her hair is like her arms. So it was like it could be her as well. The funny story is, throughout this video, you will see Amiibo of a ton of Smash Bros. Characters, and I used almost every single one I had at the time, except for Daisy. I had a Daisy Smash Bros. Amiibo, and I just, like, totally forgot to take her off the shelf or something, which is funny, because, like, I think when I made the video, I did take off every character from my shelf beforehand, and I have a big ol' shelf of Amiibos, like, multiple shelves actually, so it's just kind of funny that like I took down all of my Amiibos except for Daisy, and so she's kind of just left out. I will say that back to the machinima thing, the reason why I decided to release the video now instead of tying it to a machinima is just because, well, Ultimate's 5th anniversary was coming up, and I felt like I wanted to do something special for it. I couldn't really think of like a video, but then I remembered that I just had this unfinished video pretty much just like sitting on my laptop for like 3 years, and I was like, you know what, I can probably like polish this up and finish it up and just release it on the 5th anniversary for Smash Bros. And so I did. Yeah, that's kind of where I decided to just make this like related to just Smash's 5th anniversary instead of a machinima. I really love how this whole video is just like 2 white, I forget what they're called. It's like paper. It's like some kind of paper, and you just see like a red table. And I don't know if any of you noticed during the video, but the table is kind of unstable. It always has been, still is, honestly.
Stop battle!
So when I was first editing the video, the only announcer clips I really had were just him calling out each of the characters, but I decided to add more clips of him just, like, making announcements because there was a lot of dead air otherwise. And I thought, well, maybe I could add some, like, clips from the announcer, and I do reuse quite a few throughout the video, but I thought it would just be, like, a nice way to add some extra variety so you're not just hearing, like, music and, dead air, because you do have like some visual content, but you know, having more audio just makes like the video a bit more engaging, I think.
Step into the ring.
And also, I should mention that like for like recording this, I used my old like iPhone 10, I think it was, or iPhone SE to record it on a tripod, and the lighting was done by like a nightlight or something. So if you're wondering like what I filmed this on, it was on a tripod. It's kind of the same thing I used to film that canceled unboxing video on, actually. I love how during the whole video I made Crazy Hand kind of twitchy because, you know, he's the unstable one between the two of them. I also love that there's a running gag. Crazy Hand is just patting the heads of all the Amiibos they're putting on, and Here we have them arranging the background, kind of like the opening to Smash 64, though I think I probably could have made the background a bit more dynamic there. So one other thing about this video's development is that initially I used it making Cyberlink Power Director, which is what I used for my videos up until mid-2022. And it was a very hard it wasn't a hard program to use. It was very easy, but the problem was the laptop I had at the time, as it got older, it would just like shut down as soon as Power Director closed, and it would especially be bad for making machinima and videos like this where there's a lot of like visual stuff going on. That's kind of one of the reasons why the video was just remained unfinished for a long time, because the editor was just hard to work with, and like there was stuff I wanted to do, but it would just be so slow and cumbersome to do it all. And like nowadays I have a faster laptop and I use Filmora for editing, and Filmora does have its slow moments, but generally it is a lot easier to work with, and I don't have to worry about it just automatically powering down too much. But yeah, I used Power Director at first, and then like when I did the finishing touches for this video, I used Filmora, and I think you can kind of tell, because if you pay attention to like the text used for like the beginning of the video, you can tell that like at first it's Filmora, then it's Power Director.
Donkey Kong. Kirby.
I loved doing all these like cute little interactions with the characters. I honestly wish I could have done more, but I like the ones that are in here, like Kirby knocking into DK, for example.
Sheik. Zelda. Young Link.
So I use like Xander Mobus's announcer throughout the video, but I also sprinkle in like the Melee and Brawl announcers as well. It's used for characters who get cut, basically, and then when they come back, you hear Xander Mobus's voice to just really hammer home the fact that with Ultimate, everyone is here.
Link.
Oh, this is my favorite part, the part with the Shrek DVD.
No.
I'll admit, watching this video, there are parts that could have been shortened. I mean, theoretically, I probably could have just taken the audio away and just re-edited it all, but that would have been a lot of work to do, and I had like a few weeks before Ultimate's anniversary when making this video, and I was like, I'm just gonna leave the video as is and not really worry about it. And of course, I'm talking about the unfinished Cyberlink video and finishing up in Filmora, if that makes sense. I love how this is the Brawl section, and yet King Dedede doesn't get introduced until the Smash 4 section. It's funny with like Dr. Mario and Pichu, I show like them getting cut, but I don't show Snake or Wolf getting cut. One more thing about this being for a Machinima series is that there are a couple of Machinima references in the video. So like Wario being a creep to Zero Suit Samus is actually a reference to Smash King, and how Wario is just constantly out for Samus's affection. But that's not the only Smash King reference in here, and we'll get to the other one when we get to it. There's one more scene that's a Machinima reference as well. I really like how I pulled off this shot, because what I was doing is I was holding the covers, and behind the games, I was also holding like Mega Man and Pac-Man's amiibo. So what I had to do is when I set the games down, pretty much put them down on the table and then just sort of pull the games back. I really like how that came out. Also, I will say, I didn't really reshoot any of this footage. Like, everything I shot is pretty much in this video, with like exceptions just being like dead air scenes. But I never really re-recorded anything. Everything was just like a one shot. This is everything, and I'm gonna put it all into the video, not much cut. I don't know why I picked up the camera for these shots. It's sort of disorientating. I feel like this is probably something I could have reshot. So sorry if they made you a little disoriented watching.
Me Sword Fighter. Me Gunner.
Did you hear it? Did you hear it when the Mii Gunner was put down? And here we have a joke that references how hard it is to collect amiibos in the modern day and age. Like, seriously, you can find them on Amazon, but for like twice or even 4 times the price. It's ridiculous. Also, it's funny because like a few months later, this retro game store in my area was having like a reopening sale, and one of the things they had was a Shulk amiibo, so I went double masked and all that, and I saw the Shulk amiibo, and I just grabbed him off the shelf, and even like there were like 2 guys near the shelves, and they saw me do that, and they were like, whoa, that guy went for it. Because amiibo collecting is hard, and some amiibo you just don't see anymore unless you go to like a game store or go online. So yeah, that's why I had to just grab Shulk when I could. And here's where we have our other machinima reference. Well, one other one. Depending on how you look at this image, this could either be a reference to Remnants of Smash or Elites of Light, because you got Inkling, Isabelle, and Villager, who are all central characters in Elites of Light, or it's Inkling, Isabelle, and Olimar, who are central characters in Remnants of Smash. Okay, the thing I love about this shot right here. Okay, so in addition to Persona 5, which Joker was in at that point and all that, but with the other 6, these were characters that I either wanted to see in the game or thought could get in. And what I love is that with this bottom half, Kingdom Hearts, Xenoblade 2, Minecraft, I ended up predicting like half of the second Fighter's Pass. And kind of in reverse order too. It's kind of funny how that worked out. Yeah, I used the Banjo-Kazooie cartridge to represent them in the video just because, again, there weren't any amiibo figures out for them yet. And Joker's mask from the Persona 5 Royal Special Edition was used to represent him as well. Also, it ending on Banjo-Kazooie was supposed to be another little nod to the machinima that Banjo's Errand is tied to, because Banjo and Kazooie are central characters in that machinima, but again, that is for another time. You know, even though this shot doesn't have the best lighting, I do like it because, you know, it's a reference to how at the end of classic mode in most Smash games, you like see the character land on the table, and behind them you see the trophies of other characters you've completed classic mode with. I really like how they did that they started doing that in Melee, and then they kept doing that in Brawl and Smash 4, and I hope that they do that again in like a later game. And of course you got the Joker mask, and okay, if you look in the back corner, I'm trying to look for myself. So we got Bowser, Wario, Peach, Mario, and a Charizard. I feel like Sonic has to be in there somewhere. Yeah, so that is the cast of the original Smash King. And then in the back, we have the cast of Smash King 2 Decades. Incineroar, Pichu, Inkling, I think Young Link is back there, Wolf, Richter. I can't tell if DK's back there. There's a glare in my screen, I'm sorry. But yeah, that's the other little Smash King nod there. And of course, I didn't really have an ending past this part where Master Hand counts down like he does in the Smash 64 opening. And that's where I came up with, well, what if I just did a montage of like all the trailers? And I tried to include every single character that I could, except for, I think the only characters not featured in the montage are Luigi, Daisy, Chrom, and Dark Samus. But every other character I think is in there somewhere. And of course, ending it all with Sora because he's the last character. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Happy 5 years. And thank you, Sakurai. Well, that's it. That's all the behind-the-scenes information about the Smash Ultimate 5th Anniversary video. Thank you all so much for watching this video and the Smash Ultimate 5th Anniversary video as well. I will see you all again very soon, and have a wonderful day. Goodbye, everyone! I love Smash Bros. It's just such a nostalgic franchise.